G'day mates and welcome back to Aldrin's Space Program Manager GSA campaign, Buzzhard difficulty, and we are having a buzzing good time at the moment, haha, but I'm tish. Now, I've agonized off camera for a long time. I've looked at numbers, I've typed into calculators, I've done everything I can, and quite frankly, we're going to be pushing for, we're not going to make it in the 3 turns. We're going to push up and then we're going to do the normal progression, so we're going to be somewhat behind. So I've scheduled in a uncrewed suborbital test flight, and we're going to hit that and just see how it goes. Well, there we go. It's only 220 prestige points, which is nearly 10 mega space dollars per point, but we got it in the end. It would have upped our reliability somewhat, but it's also, more importantly, removed any negative chance we would have had. Let's have a look at how our people, they're leveling up nicely as well. So that's removed any negative chance we would have had. Mercury is now max outcome, or max R&D. There's always a chance of failure. We've completed this one here. That's an extra 500 points we've gained on top of what we just did. And with a couple of extra personnel now who are available. We've got how many turns remaining? 2 turns remaining. 2 turns remaining. And I don't have enough money for a launch anyway. So I need to wait 1 turn and then do it. So the question now is, do we go for we haven't put a man in space, that's the problem. And we can get 3,000 points here. Well, then we're going to lose 750 on top of that, so we're going to be at about just under 12,000. We're going to be well and truly under what we need. So the question is, do we risk going for an orbital flight for 7,000 points? And if we're going to do that, oh, hang on, no, here, this is what I want to look at. Minus 30% for an orbital flight, minus 65%. We can't do the extended duration. That's not going to happen for our first time in space. So, do we do a suborbital or do we skip it and go for an orbital and hope for 8,000 prestige, which will take us up to what's that? 17,500. And then we lose a whole bunch. I think we've... Shit, what do we do? Well, let's put the chances here. We've got a Atlas booster, which is now over 80% reliability. That thing there's up high. We're at 71%, including the penalty. We've got to remember there is a penalty here if we do this. Ah, man. I don't know. Oh man, this is the biggest. I'm so like torn about this issue. I just don't know what to do. Well, we can't go this turn anyway. We can't train anybody. I really hate to see these people not do anything, but in fact I think I have to train them. Really got. Really got no choice in the matter. What are these people doing? Have they? Crewed spacecraft. Geez, they got terrible skill. I need to train them. I can't believe that's why it's been taking so long. They got appalling skill. In that case, I've really got no choice in the matter. I need to train them on crewed spacecraft. You as well, I'll probably get trained as well. Now, it's only cost me 400. I will have 4,700. Ooh, have I got enough to launch? This is going to be mightily unimpressed if I do not have enough to launch. I've got just enough to launch next turn. Oh man, this has just been the tightest thing ever. Yeah, EVA suits, you're not going to be doing anything this turn. We have, oh no, we've got 100 spare. Okay, I did my math slightly wrong there. We've got, this is one turn left. Can we do this? Is there any chance of doing this? I'm sorely tempted to do it, even though I know it's going to be an appalling choice. We're still going to lose however many points for, with 8,000, take us to 17,500. We'll lose 750. Man, this is not a good choice, but what are my options? Okay guys, I'm back. I have been probably sitting here talking to myself for about 1 or 2 minutes, and I recognize it's almost certainly not going to be entertaining viewing for you guys as I'm and back and forth. So I think the conclusion, which I'm regretting almost now as soon as I do it, is to push for the orbital flight thing. We're going to put our best candidates in. We're going to do the absolute best we can do here. It's going to be tight. It's going to be hard. We're going to put our best dude in. Mauricio Sanjiro is going to go in there. And we're just going to hope for the best. Now, we've got 100 left. You can't train. I could train probably one person, but at this point, I don't care. We're just going to push for it and just see what happens. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go. 83.8%. And 72% overall mission. This is going to be almost certainly going to be regret, but well, not almost certainly. It's chances are it's going to succeed. That's the thing. I'll be realistic here, which is why I'm doing this. Chances are it's going to succeed, but I am regretting it. Let's say I'm regretting my choice at this point, but let's push for it and see what happens. Yes! Yes! It did it. It actually worked. I'm so incredibly happy about that. That was absolutely phenomenal. That was so stressful. I know it was like a 70%, but there were a couple of 50% choices or chances in there, so I don't know where 70% came from, but I definitely... brilliant. Oh, look at all these badges we got. The amount of prestige there it's done it for us. We're back on track, but I think it's been approximately a 70% average. My phone going off now. A 70% average. No time for phones. This is business. This is the real big leagues. 70% there on every single check is how I think it works. So it's been a hell of a challenge. I've been stressed all the way, but I think we've done it now. We're going to lose. Yep, we lost 750. For failing that particular mission, but we got a man in space. We did the Mercury suborbital, we did a whole bunch of other shit. Looks like their training's done as well. And the most important bit here, this here, the orbital flight outcome successful, has... oh, and of course the boost, we use the Atlas booster as well, so that's given it a boost as well for successfully using it. So it's now above its maximum R&D level. So those people have become available. Excellent. And now that has given us, where are we? Yeah, I got maximum budget, which is brilliant. And now our new targets are 43,000. Holy shit. If we somehow manage to lose all our prestige, we can actually lose the game. But 43,000 is massive. And we'll need that 26,000 for pushing on to victory at the end. We've got new campaign objectives. Yes, I had a bit of a heart stop there. I looked over and thought I wasn't recording for 1 second, but I am. We've got 16 turns now, and what are we doing? Oh, man, I really don't want to do Gemini. I prefer to actually do some of the Russian stuff, but that is somewhat annoying. I was hoping to mix and match it a little bit more, but now we're looking at 1,000 points deduction if I don't do Gemini. A spacewalk as well, we need to do that. That can happen in Gemini as well, because they have an EVA suit. And Deep Impact, we need to do... we'll try and do the Russian probe, which I think was Luna. Luna 2 was the Russian probe, I think. Might have been Ranger. I don't know. I don't know enough about my my Soviet and NASA space program stuff. But yeah, we'll do one of those. It's 700 points if we complete. There's 2,100 here if we can do the Gemini program. Long-term objectives are still to do a manned lunar landing. So the thing now is Mercury going to get us anything else that's worthwhile? Is any of this worthwhile? 2,000 points there. 4,000 there, although that's a very expensive launch. It's actually could be worthwhile doing that. 4,000 points is nothing to sniff at. That'll take us up 20,000. Although we can risk losing a lot and we'll need all our astronauts. I'm not going to schedule that in, but that's worthwhile looking at. It's going to be... Actually, just have a quick look how much it's going to cost us. Probably not worth its cost is the problem, because 2 launches, it's nearly 10,000, 9,500 for 4,000 prestige. It's 2 mega space bucks per prestige point is reasonably high. It's not necessarily always bad, but at this point we need to start getting really big amounts. We've got 11,000, nearly 12,000 per turn. I'm inclined to use this as an opportunity to open up some new programs and to upgrade some of our buildings. I think we're going to shut down Project Mercury. Yeah, we are. We're going to shut down Project Mercury. We're going to go back here and we're going to open up a lunar probe. Now, did I need a Luna 2? I needed an impactor. 16 turns. What I can do is start with a Luna 3 to a flyby, and then do a Luna 2 probe on top of that, I think is the way to go. So we're going to start up with the flyby, just to get the experience of flying around the moon, which will be nice. We'll get... none of our rockets can handle it. The Thor Able can do it. The Atlas Agena booster can do it. And the Lunar booster can do it. I'm inclined to take the Lunar booster simply for the fact that I think we can do a lot more stuff with this one. 345 per turn. What's its lift capacity compared to the others? The Atlas Agena might even be... Well, Atlas Agena is a lot more difficult to R&D. Although it starts off with a 51% boost. That is a huge... We may be going full NASA here at this point, which is not something I actually want to do necessarily, but because we're on Buzzhard, I may not have the flexibility to dick around like that. This is cheaper to run by about 140 per season. It is a... I don't really have rocket people though, that's the problem. I might even need to... The Molniya booster? No, it's way too expensive. How am I going to do this? I do like the idea of the lunar booster though. So if I keep looking at these and compare them between the Atlas Agena, now that's a lot higher, which is a big benefit. This one can lift a lot more. Suborbital's almost irrelevant at this point. I don't think we're going to be doing too many more suborbitals, except for a couple of testing things, but most of it now will be orbital testing. But it can take 4,000 to low Earth orbit, so it's double that. It can take a comparable amount to the moon, and that's like slightly more, but it's very slightly less on transplanetary injection now. There probably is going to be something out there that's 252 kilograms or something. 252 kilos, which will mean that you need to use the Atlas Agena, perhaps. But I'm still inclined to take the lunar, I think, because we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to go get a couple of the Ruskies on board. Let's go to the management screen. I don't need the redstone anymore for anything. There's nothing it can do for me. It can only go suborbital, and really the only point of having it was because there was a mission requirement for it. Atlas booster I'll keep. The lunar, we need to get the lunar done. You're my human rated rocket guy, but you're also decent at rockets. I'm going to put you 3%, 6%. Fuck me, I don't know what to do. Let's look at what else we're going to do. So I'm going to be doing that. We're also going to be opening a new program. We've got really little choice in the matter. We have to go Gemini at this point. I'd love to go Buzzhard. Come on. Scroll. This game. I don't know what's wrong with the scroll bar. For some reason it's not liking. There we go. Gemini. Oh, now it's not scrolling upwards. Man, this game is some shit sometimes. The UI is just so difficult to use. Buzzhard. I'd love to use some of these Russian ones here, but I think, especially because we've got boosters that can lift at least a couple of them, but I think our only realistic choice here is going to be Project Gemini. Because of the mission requirements here. Let's have a look at the... I can't really see... There's a lot of stuff here that we can do, because that means a lot of prestige we can get. And if we start quick enough and early enough... I don't even have the money to open it. Well, it looks like nothing's going to be happening for a while. It looks like I'm going to be training for a few turns. In that case, what are we going to be doing? In that case, I'm going to expand the set center. I'm going to upgrade this one. I'm going to upgrade the vehicle assembly building. I'm going to upgrade the mission control center because I've got no choice in the matter. The astronauts I'm not going to upgrade because we don't need to upgrade them. I will, however, hire a couple more. Are there any big names in here that I recognise off the top of my head? No. Sometimes you can find Buzz Aldrin in here. And it would have been cool to have had him along, because we are on Buzzhard mode. You are cheap and decent, Peter Shack. You are cheap, a little bit old, but cheap and skilled, Bob Rocco. You're cheap, young, and you kind of look like the guy from Heroes. How many can I hire? I can hire 4 total. I don't think I need that many, not by a long shot, but it'll be good to have a couple of spares. Skills are... I think that's a decent skill mix. I'm probably not going to go for him because of his age. No, I will go for him for his age. I think they retire at the age, like, early 40s or something for astronauts, whereas the other guys can go a lot longer. I'm not sure. I'm gonna hire those 3. We'll see what happens. These guys here are going to need a lot of training. What are they currently doing? They're currently already training. 2 of them are training. And the next page... Yeah, so a couple of them are already training on crewed spacecraft. That's fine. The rest of you guys, I'm going to start loading into the space probe. So let's get the Space probe done. You guys loaded in. You are very skilled and we'll get you working on those immediately. Yeah, it's a 19% increase nearly. That'll be ready to launch once we've got the rocket for it. Now, that's the question. We need to get the rocket for it. And I haven't got anything even close. You haven't got the skill for it, not by a long shot. So I think I'll put you guys on here for the time being. You're an EVA suit person. You're also an EVA suit person. I'm going to put you guys on there for the time being. Well, actually, I'd love to. What's the difference between Jesus? Not much. So what I'd like to do instead is train a couple of you guys. You are EVA people. I'm actually going to train you in rocket skill as well. You're going to go up in rocket skill as well. And you, Jesus, you will be nice to go for human rated rockets to get you over 90. And if I can get you over 90, it'll make, hopefully you'll make a good team leader and really boost everything up. You guys now can start training. What are we going to get? You are our Capcom, of course. So I'm going to give you a little bit more Capcom skill. I shouldn't have done that. I should probably have cross-trained him a little bit. You are just a generic dude, but we're going to be doing EVAs soon, so I need you to get good at EVAs. And of course, the rest of you guys, I'm going to have to get you trained up. Propulsion is all you do. That's your job, mate. You worked on spacecraft systems last time. Your trajectory, of course. Still, actually, I'm running low on cash, so I need to be a little more careful here. I can train 4 more people. You are spacecraft systems. You are trajectory and GNC. And as our last person we can train is going to be Michael Davis. He's our jack of all trades, and that is going to be the biggest boost for him. And we are completely out of money. So I guess we're going to just end the season and hope for the best. That's a brilliant boost for this one. And the lunar, hopefully the lunar can lift a couple of different things, all the lunar missions. So I can start working on the next probe immediately after this one. Crewed spacecraft looking good. Okay, everyone is going up. We still don't have sufficient money to open up the next program. So I'm going to send these guys back to training again. You've come off, where are you? You've come off resting. So I'm going to train you on, I might even make you, no, I'll go all-rounder and make you a science guy as well. You guys are, I'll make a spacecraft systems. We seem to need a lot of those. You can also do that. You were on trajectory GNC last time, but I'm still thinking of making you my overall person. So I'm going to give you the one that you get the biggest boost from. Crew and payloads, I'm going to cross-train you. Whatever, just stay on what you've got. You go this one, and you go that one. Now these 4 guys, what have we got here? We've got them, they're all our crewed spacecraft people, so I'm going to bump that up a little bit further. Because we're going to be going in very, very shortly, once we've got enough money to open it up. That's all they're going to do. So we're losing a few turns here because I just didn't have enough cash to actually open up the Gemini program. It's very, very expensive. But hopefully... Oh shit, look at the time as well. This episode's been going on somewhat for a long time. So... you're looking good. We'll be able to launch you shortly once this rocket's ready. And we'll have a couple of launches ready and prepared for Lunar Impactor as well. So, set centers upgraded, but we're going to look at more people next episode. So, I've been Blxz. This has been Buzz Aldrin's Space Program Manager. We've had a busy couple of episodes, but it's only going to get more busy from here on out as we're going to prepare to open up the Gemini program and start, I guess, angling towards getting to the moon sometime in the near future. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time.